So in the previous session, we had completed discussion about, after completing about the structure of the DNA, we had discussed about the different types of RNA. All of you are clear about all the topics
Yes, sir.
properly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, very good. What are the different types of RNA?
mRNA,
RNA,
tRNA,
tRNA.
Very good, very good. I understood. MRT, right? Okay, Shiv Ganga. M stands for what?
Messenger.
Messenger. Very good. Abhirami. R stands for
ribosome,
ribosomal. Okay. Ishika. T stands for in tRNA. T stands for what? Ishika. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Ishika. tRNA में T means what? What is the full form? You should be able to answer. Revise करो पहले का. Harsha, you will tell.
Transfer.
There is transfer RNA. Correct. Okay. Ishika. Remember. Okay. So next time onwards, I'll be asking questions in the beginning of the session to every one of you. Right? There are only half a dozen of you, so it is better, easy for me to ask questions. So revise and come, because if you keep on preparing consistently, it will be good for you. Okay, that is very important, right? And like now itself, like those who will not be able to answer the questions will have to write that particular answer a few number of times, I will tell, and will have to upload that in the Google Classroom. Okay, you're not supposed to take it as a punishment. I don't like to give punishment at all. Okay, I'll make you write so that you will remember it. You have to take it that way. ठीक है, डरने वाली कोई बात नहीं. आंसर करो, मिस्टेक हो जाएगा चलेगा. Because if you make a mistake, you will realize na where you went wrong. Okay, instead of keeping quiet and not answering, it's better you answer. Try to attempt something. Okay, that is very important. Fine. You agree with this, everyone?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Correct. Very good. So I want everybody to speak up properly. Ishika, शांत नहीं बैठना है. Okay, आंसर करना है. नहीं समझ रहा है तो पूछ लो. No worries at all. ठीक है? Okay. So after completing the different types of RNA, we have seen the structures, we have seen their functions, and we have seen their locations. We know very well mRNA is produced in the nucleus, and then they are transported outside the cell, outside the nucleus, into the cytoplasm, into the ribosomes. Okay, tRNA are present in the cytoplasm itself. rRNA are a part of the ribosomes. Okay, and then I showed you this one also. There is something called central dogma of life. This is what we are going to discuss in detail today and finish off this part of the lesson. Okay, so central dogma. The word central dogma literally means a universal principle which is applicable for every living cell. Okay, I hope by now everybody is clear with the fact that whatever we are talking about is for every living cell. That means it's not only about plants, yeah, not only about animals or only about human beings that we are speaking. Okay, at your level, you can understand that it is for every living cell. These are the things which are applicable. Okay, so central dogma means what? Right, a few lectures back, what we discussed, that a DNA or a gene, it codes for a particular character. Every organism is a combination of many characters. Correct? As I gave the examples, the color of your skin is a character. The type of the hair that you have is a character. Okay, the fully grown individual, the body height is a character. In case of plants, the color of the leaves is a character. The color of the flowers is a character. Correct? So all these are characters which are present in the genes and they express it. Okay, these words again and again you need to keep on drilling into your mind that the genes or the DNA, they express the characters. And when they express, it is in the form of producing proteins. Getting it? They will produce protein molecules and they will express what they want to express. And we have seen that a protein molecule is made up of many amino acids. Correct? So that is the reason this central dogma of life is arising. That there is a DNA having many genes. Each gene has to produce one protein. Okay, this is called as this again is a very important fact everybody should remember. One gene produces one protein. Okay, that's a very important point to be remembered, right? So here in this central dogma, we are going to see the entire process, how a particular gene produces a particular protein. Okay, so now if you say structure of a gene, of course it is the same as a structure of a DNA that we have seen in the beginning itself. Two strands, multinucleotide. Okay, each nucleotide consists of three components, right? Ribose sugar, phosphate group, and nitrogenous base. All are present in a DNA sugar. So the difference is only in the nitrogenous base sequence. So by now you're aware about the meanings of something called base sequence, base pair. Correct? You know the meanings of all this. Am I correct, everyone? Base sequence, base pair, all are clear?
Yes, sir.
Correct? So a gene also has got the same thing because gene is nothing but a part of the DNA. Okay, so let's say this DNA present in the nucleus contains many genes. Each DNA having many genes. There is no fixed number. Sometimes the entire DNA can be one gene. Sometimes an entire DNA can be having thousands of genes also. Okay, it will depend from one cell to the other. It will depend from one organism to the other. Okay, but a DNA can have many genes. Okay, remember the spelling of the word genes. Okay, please remember it is not the genes that we wear. Okay, I have seen that in the answers also. Okay, पहनने वाले जीन्स का स्पेलिंग लिख देते हैं वो यहाँ पे DNA का कोई मतलब नहीं. It is GENES. Okay, see this. Next, what? Genes are structurally the same as DNA. Now you have understood this also. Okay, structurally. That means the structure of a gene is the same as the structure of a DNA. No difference. Okay. Then one strand of gene or DNA is used to produce mRNA in the nucleus. Correct? I think I told you this point earlier also. Okay, one gene inside the nucleus produces one mRNA. And that process is known as transcription. These words you have to remember. These are very, very specific, clear-cut points. It should be drilled into your brains by now. There can be a question on this. The production of mRNA from a DNA or a gene in the nucleus is called dash. Answer is transcription. Will you remember, everyone?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes? Okay. So first of all, what is happening? mRNA is produced. Okay. We have seen the structure of the mRNA, right? mRNA is the one that contains the codons, 5' end, 3' end, single strand, correct? There is a start codon in the towards the 5' end. What is the start codon in mRNA? Tell me the codon.
AUG.
Very good. It is AUG. Okay, and it codes for which amino acid? Sundar will answer.
Methionine.
Very good. It is methionine. Correct. AUG codes for methionine. Okay. Deepali, tell me what are the stop codons?
UAA,
Hmm?
UGA, UAG.
Very good. Wonderful. It's the same three letters in three different combinations, starting with U. Right? UAA, UAG, UGA. And do they code for any amino acids?
No.
No,
No.
they are stop codons, and that's why we also call them as nonsense codons. Correct? So very good. So we know the structure of the mRNA produced in the nucleus. Okay. From the nucleus, they will be out into the cytoplasm, and they will go and attach themselves to the ribosomes. Okay. Ribosome is the place where the protein synthesis takes place. The central dogma which we are talking about, the actual process is taking place in the ribosomes. Okay, remember this point also. I have shown you what are ribosomes. Okay, the ribosomes in a cell are present in two locations. One of them is they are attached to the wall of the endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, I think you must have heard about this endoplasmic reticulum. They are present from the nuclear membrane to the plasma membrane. Okay, so on the walls of that, these ribosomes are present. And secondly, the ribosomes are also found scattered in the cytoplasm. Okay, so mRNA will go and attach to those ribosomes. And in the ribosome, now this is the actual process which we are going to see in detail. So the two main words which I have written, one is transcription, other is translation. These both we have to see in detail, how it takes place. So what is the translation now? We saw mRNA. M is the messenger. That means it is carrying some message. Okay, हम लोग बोलते हैं ना Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp Messenger is the same thing, right? We have this mRNA messenger. It is carrying some message in the form of a code, which we know as the codon. And each codon is coding for one amino acid. That amino acid is brought by whom? The tRNA. Are you getting the entire drama properly? All the characters
Yes.
and the roles are
Yes,
clear. You know? So tRNA will get the respective amino acids to the ribosome where the mRNA is attached, and which tRNA will get the amino acid, that is decided by the anticodon on the tRNA. Okay, in the last lecture we saw that also there is something called anticodon, which is complementary to the codon on the mRNA. Getting it? Any confusion? Everyone? So that process taking place in the cytoplasm in the ribosomes where the mRNA is attached, okay, having the codons, corresponding to that there will be an anticodon on the tRNA, so that respective tRNA will come, get attached, and because of that, that particular tRNA will be carrying that same corresponding amino acid. So that process is called translation. So remember the meanings of these two words, transcription, translation. Okay.
Sir, can you repeat?
Yeah, sure. See, suppose if this is the mRNA, okay, so there is a codon over here, 3-letter codon, any codon. Okay, so for example, if I say UCA, if this is the codon, okay, so there will be some tRNA which will have the corresponding anticodon. I represent a tRNA like this. So what will be the anticodon of this one? Bolo? The codon is UCA, so anticodon will be Bolo, anyone?
AGU.
It is, see, it is U, so it will be A for Abhirami, getting it? Yes. Complementary to U will be A, complementary to C would be G.
G.
Remember this complementary pairing, okay? And for A, who is the partner?
U.
Getting it? Now, if anybody is having access to that genetic code dictionary, which I had shown, can anyone take a look at that and tell me UCA codes for which amino acid? UCA, according to that genetic code dictionary.
Serine.
Okay, serine, right? So S, I just write the 3 letters S here. That will be attached to the 3' end of the tRNA. So this entire complex will be produced. Getting it? Now suppose on the mRNA there is any other codon. So according to that, the respective anticodon will change. And according to that, the corresponding amino acid will change. So totally how many amino acids are there? That number is fixed.
20.
There are
20.
20 amino acids, correct. Okay, so when there are 20 amino acids, so there will be 20 types of tRNA. Okay, now here in this tRNA, in this example which I showed you, this one is carrying the amino acid serine. So this tRNA will always carry only serine because it is having only that anticodon for the respective codon of serine. Getting it? It can carry serine n number of times. It will take up serine from the cytoplasm, put that in the ribosome, go back, again take the serine, again go back. But it can carry only serine. Same way for other amino acids also, the tRNA will do the same job. That's called translation. Now, am I clear? Okay.
Yes.
Good. Okay. So, after translation, what is the next step? Like this, as I showed you this process, I'll show you in another form also now. When one after the other, the amino acids are brought and the respective amino acids are connected to each other, bonded to each other. Okay. Between two amino acids, what is the name of the bond?
Peptide bond.
Very good. It is the
Peptide bond.
peptide bond. Okay, that means the first tRNA will come with the first amino acid. The second tRNA will come with the second amino acid. The first and the second amino acid will bond. The empty tRNA will go back. Getting it? And the third tRNA will come with the third amino acid. Third one will join to the first two. Like that, the chain of amino acids will be formed. And a chain of amino acids bonded by peptide bond is nothing but a protein. Getting it?
Yes.
Okay. So that process which is going on is known as central dogma. A sequence of amino acids attached by peptide bonds. Okay. See, at your level, you call it as a protein, but it is ultimately a polypeptide, first of all. There is a lot of processing and all which are also involved, but at your level, we don't have to go into all those details. Even in the case of transcription, now I am telling you that the DNA is giving rise to mRNA in the nucleus, which is technically not fully correct. Okay, there is a very raw material of mRNA which is produced, which undergoes processing. That involves 3 steps, and then the final mRNA is produced. But if you venture into all that, the story is endless. That's why we are restricting for your part only to the point that DNA gives rise to mRNA. Fine. Okay, in the higher studies, you will learn the details. But this part you have to understand very clearly for now, because so that if at all you learn this in the higher studies, that time it will be easier for you. Otherwise, it will be completely Greek and Latin for you. Okay, clear about the meaning of central dogma and why it
Yes.
is called central dogma? Because it is a process taking place in every living cell, every time. Right now, inside all your cells, this is going on. Getting it? Okay, so it's a huge process, complicated process taking place systematically inside every living cell. So nature has devised all this very beautifully. These are things which are not under our control, right? It is done by the cell, it is done by the DNA. In fact, this is what is controlling us. Correct? So it's like in any of our endocrine glands, if a particular hormone has to be produced, So this entire process takes place because there is a gene responsible for that hormone. Okay, if a growth has to take place, so the gene responsible for the growth will do that. Simple example, like when you eat food, the food passes through the alimentary canal, the digestive system. So when the food goes into the stomach, that time the walls of the stomach will produce the enzyme required for digesting the food. But every time in your stomach there is no food available. Sometimes there is a gap between the meals. So at those times when there is no food in the stomach, the walls of the cells, the cells of the wall in the stomach, they do not produce enzyme. So that means the genes or the DNA in those cells is telling the stomach that this time there is no food, do not produce the enzyme. This time the food has come, start producing the enzyme. We don't have any control over it. So for the production of that respective enzyme, this entire thing is taking place. The protein is produced, the enzyme is produced. Getting it? Okay. So
Yes, sir.
when the protein synthesis has to take place, when it does not have to take place, that is again decided by the cell. Okay, it's like, for example, in your respective rooms where you're sitting right now, you're having a ceiling fan and a tube light, correct? And they are working. So if you want the fan to start, you have to just put on the switch. And when you don't want, when you're not in the room, you put off the switch and go to other room. But does that mean that the fan has stopped working permanently? No. It's like you're switching on and switching off as per your requirement. The cells also do the same thing. Whether the protein has to be produced or not is decided whenever the requirement is there. According to that, this entire process takes place. Otherwise, what will happen if it is not required and you still keep on producing the protein, it will be unnecessary wastage of energy, which the cells will avoid. Getting it? So all this is also decided, regulated very well by the cell itself. That's how nature works, right? Now, the next part, pay attention very properly. Okay, okay. Shiv Ganga, you're not on the screen. See this, I have represented it this way. Okay, there is this molecule of DNA or a gene that we see. Okay, this DNA will undergo transcription. You will get mRNA having the codons, which will undergo translation, and you will get proteins. That's the simplest, easiest representation of central dogma. Clear, everybody? Till this point of time, anybody is having any doubts, plus clarify before we move ahead. Yes, Harsha, clear everything?
Yes, sir.
Good. Dipali?
Yes, sir.
Good. Abhirami?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Sundar?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Shiv Ganga?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. Ishika?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ishika, from your expressions, I'm having the doubt. There can be two possibilities. Either you have understood everything or you have understood nothing. Which one is true? Are you paying attention properly? Full concentration?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please, because this is very important, very fundamental concept. ये अच्छे से समझना जरूरी है. ठीक है? चलो, next. Okay. Now, in order to make you understand the entire process easily, like as best as possible, I have created some kind of animations and all, so it will be easy for you to understand. Okay, there are many other videos also which are available. You can take a look at that later. But first, the explanation is needed. Okay, because without understanding, it is not possible to understand anything directly from the videos, right? So first thing, okay, central dogma, as we saw, there are two steps, transcription and translation. So first we will see what is transcription. Okay, that is nothing but production of the mRNA from the DNA. Okay, So here, that's a DNA. Okay, just pay attention to the screen, everybody. Whatever I'm showing you. Okay, this is the DNA first of all. Okay, after the entire explanation, if you want, I'll give you time. You can note down. But first, you just pay attention. Okay. Now that's a DNA. I have just given a random sequence of a DNA. Okay, and you know very well it is made up of a combination of these 4 letters. So 5 prime to 3 prime. This is one strand of the DNA. Remember, DNA is double stranded. So this is one of the strands I have shown, which is from 5 prime to 3 prime. So obviously the other strand would be 3 prime to 5 prime. Correct? And both the strands of DNA are complementary to each other. Can you see that in both the strands? That means
Yes.
here it's an
Yes.
A, so here it's a T, complementary. Correct? Here it's a G, so that's a C, complementary. So the bonds between each of the pair is ATCG. Correct? That's an ideal sequence which you can notice very clearly. Correct? That's a DNA. Okay. So next step. Yeah. Now in this DNA, okay, as I said, the DNA has to produce an mRNA. So out of the 2 strands of DNA, which one will produce the mRNA? That has to be decided. Both of them won't produce. Okay, so there is something called sense strand. That means in the DNA, the one which goes from 5 prime to 3 prime, we call it the sense strand. And this sense strand does not take part in formation of mRNA. Though we call it as the sense strand, it is not taking part in mRNA formation. Okay, so which one is taking part? The other one, which is from 3 prime to 5 prime. And what do we call it as? Antisense strand. Okay, the first one is sense, other one is antisense. So antisense strand will take part in the formation of the mRNA and not the sense strand. Okay, the antisense strand of DNA becomes the reference strand and takes part in formation of mRNA. Okay, then for this process to take place, from the antisense strand of the DNA to produce an mRNA, which we call transcription, there is one enzyme required, which acts as a catalyst. They help to speed up the reaction and make the reaction efficient. So enzyme is required. That enzyme here is RNA polymerase. Remember the name. Okay, so there can be a question. The enzyme required for transcription to take place is dash. We call it as RNA polymerase. Names of the enzymes mostly ends with ASE. Polymerase, transcriptase, isomerase. ऐसे करके A's में end होता है mostly. So that's an enzyme. Okay, they are very specific. This RNA polymerase cannot do any other function. It will help only in transcription. Okay, now the mRNA which is produced, okay, it goes out of the nucleus into the cytoplasm. We are aware about that, right? So what exactly happens now? Yeah, see this. Okay, here 3 prime to 5 prime is the antisense strand. Okay, so there will be an RNA polymerase. You can see this portion, this one. That's the enzyme molecule, RNA polymerase. It will start running from this side. Enzyme will start running from the 3 prime of antisense. And it is the function of the enzyme to ensure that according to the base present in the 3' end, that means the first one is A. That means the enzyme understands that for the RNA to form, there has to be a U. Getting it? So the RNA polymerase will make sure that according to the base present in the antisense, the corresponding base will be brought by the from the cytoplasm and attached over here. That entire nucleotide will be brought. So in the next one it is T. So here it is A. Okay, then it is G. So here it is C. That means according to the base present on the antisense, the corresponding base from the cytoplasm will be brought by the RNA polymerase one after the other, and it will be joined. Okay, so in the antisense, wherever the gene will end, the RNA polymerase will function till there, and the entire mRNA sequence will be produced. Okay, so as I said in the beginning, that in the DNA, it is only the antisense strand which is taking part in formation of the mRNA. Why it is so? Because RNA polymerase can function only from the 3' to 5' end. And it can build up an mRNA which is from 5' to 3'. RNA polymerase can do only that. That's why the sense strand of DNA is not able to take part in transcription, because of the activity of RNA polymerase. Got it properly? Any doubt how the mRNA is produced? Everybody? That's it about transcription, the first step. Take a look at this question, everyone. The question is giving you a sequence of the sense strand of DNA. You have to tell the sequence of the mRNA produced from this particular DNA. Take down the sequence and try to answer. Remember, it is the sense strand. All of you have taken down this sequence.
Yes, sir.
Okay, everyone do one thing. Disconnect and join back again. This session is coming to an end, that's why.